Morning, Chief Dan. Good to see you again.
Good morning.
Good to see
It's been
you.
quite a while.
Absolutely. Well, let's get your take on the UTME, the jam saga that just happened. What's your take on it?
Well, let me first of all congratulate Professor Leone. I met him on close range during the 2014 National Conference. What he did is unprecedented. In Nigeria, people don't accept responsibility. They take it as normal. You see, when he came to JAMB, he brought integrity back into JAMB. That was the same place Snake was swallowing money. And the following year, he told Nigerians, shockingly, the amount of money that was realized in JAMB, while we were getting 1% of such amount in the previous years. Why do I congratulate him? He has accepted responsibility, even including the people from the fault from the people they contracted the job to. That is leadership. I just sympathize with the chap that, 90 years old chap that committed suicide. And I think he will get it right now. But parents should take it easy. The fact that he has taken it this far shows that he's honest, he has character, and he has integrity. He didn't go to hide under the finger that there is nothing. He accepted it, he saw it. He set up committee, they saw it. He didn't hide anything. That is how leadership should be. And what Nigerians now, they say, let it go. You see, Nigerians don't demand much. We're not asking for much. Just little. Do the right thing. When you are wrong, say you are wrong. You can reverse yourself after. So I congratulate him. I'm not going to say anything against him because we'll be following him. He brought integrity back to the place. The place is a place where now you know there's an organization headed by a man of honor, a man of integrity, a man with character. So parents should take it easy. Let us watch how this last one will go. But I think he's going to get it right this time around.
Okay, let's also jump into something that we had in the newspaper headlines this morning. The Southeast Caucus of the PDP saying that if Okoye is not...
Well, I'm not in PDP.
I know that, but you're a politician. And what's interesting here is the fact that there's been a lot of defections, especially out of the People's Democratic Party, into the ruling All Progressives Congress. And though we've not heard any reports of anyone from your party defecting, but we are seeing politicians jumping ship. And about 2 years to the end of this tenure of the president and, of course, of some of the governors. But what exactly are your thoughts concerning the gale of defections? And I'd like you to also comment on this story about today.
You see, PDP created their own problems. I've said this before in this house. It started in 2014 when they ganged up against President Jonathan. You see, you can't do evil against an honest man, against a man whose heart is pure, and you think you will escape punishment. I will give you one example. From the top, I said I had the privilege to fly Air Force One with President Jonathan 4 times. The last being his meeting with the young entrepreneurs in Lagos a few days to the election. In the presidential cubicle was President Jonathan, Muazu, Rubebe, and myself. The president was tired. After the plane got its cruising height, he left and went to the bedroom to rest. Muazu opened his mouth, was telling Rubebe, let me tell you why the North will not vote for President Jonathan. I said, excuse me? He said, no, you are not with us. You won't understand. I said, no, I'm a friend of the president. He continued. He started giving flimsy excuses. Number one. Number two, how President Jonathan alleged how Mrs. Patience allegedly was abusing the North, how the Niger Delta people were living ostentatiously in Abuja, blah, blah, blah. But I say it's their money. He said, I won't understand. I said, I'm afraid of the president. I have to talk. So as he was arguing, trying to convince Orubebe why President Jonathan would not be voted for by the North, the aircraft started descending. Mr. President came back on his seat. I'm calling names. So I told Orubebe, get the remaining 2 reasons. He just dropped 2 and hand it over to the president. Which he did. The second day I called the president, did Orubebe pass such a thing? He said, yes, yes, let's see on Sunday. I went, I saw him. This was a national chairman of a party who, in that Lagos trip, stood up to tell the youth to vote for Jonathan. But when he got to the North, he said they should not vote for President Jonathan. So you see, this is just one example. So it went all through. You had a president, you threw him away, and God punished you with the 8 years after him.
All right.
So, you see, I'm coming back to the fact that you cannot hurt a person. So if PDP had a problem, I don't know why signing the letter or not signing the letter is a problem. The court has decided that even the national chairman alone can give instructions to INEC as per meetings. I don't know why they're crying over it.
Right.
That is not the main issue. Let them go back and raise their issues.
Indeed,
You wounded, you hurt, somebody was hurt. So go and beg him to forgive you. I don't know whether President Jonathan has forgiven a good man that they treated that way. That is the problem. It happened before my very eyes.
Chief let's leave PDP's problems
So don't get me to that place. They have a lot of issues.
And let's look at the political realignments in certain states. If you look at, I'll give Akwa Ibom State as an example. Governor Moino has said publicly that he would remain in the PDP and support President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027. And that's a kind of political realignment, among others. Of course, the one in Delta State is very blatant defection, wholesome defection from governor right down to the local government level. What are your thoughts concerning that?
Well, you see, I don't want to get into such issues now. But I know it's free entry, free exit. But what will count? And I don't want Mr. President Tinubu. Of course, he's a smart politician. He should take these defections with a pinch of salt. Let it not be that they are coming to destroy him there. And if I speak that way now, they say, okay, I'm President Tinubu's person. That's why I say I don't want to speak on this now. Because the game has not started.
Okay.
The people, let every governor jump into APC. It doesn't bother me.
All right, let's go to your state, Imo State.
Yes.
It's all well with the Imo State Elders Council because there have been conversation on the Charter of Equity.
Yes.
We know that when it was presented, there was a unanimous vote.
Yes.
The governor came out to say that it will reduce tension and acrimony in the state.
Exactly.
Where are we with that? Because there has been perhaps rising calls that there may not really be equity in the Charter of Equity if you look at the justice that has been done to the rotation cycle from Owerri to Olu, from Olu back to Owerri and then Okigwe, or from Okigwe to Olu, and Olu for over 16 years and more, and then, of course, only about how many months of Owerri in government house. And now, Hope Uzodinma, the governor, His Excellency, is about to finish his tenure. Where is that rotation going to end?
You see, first of all, let me give you a brief summary of how Imo Charter of Equity came about. A committee was set up to look at a lot of things, including power rotation. And it was passed to my committee, strategy committee. So my committee coined this Imo Charter of Equity. And we took it to the General Assembly of the Elders Council. It was debated, strong debate. We gave reasons why power must rotate from Olu to Owerri, then to Okigwe, back to Olu. it was finally unanimously adopted. In our recommendation, we also said, let us take it to the governor, Governor Hope Uzodinma, to buy and key into it. That look, if you key into this, the whole Imo will support you for a second tenure. But you must give undertaking that this power must move to the water zone. He looked at the whole thing. He said, beautiful. This will reduce tension, this, just as you said. He announced, Governor Hope Uzodinma announced it publicly. Before the Christendom, before elders, before stakeholders. Not once, not twice, not thrice. And then, the first test of the Charter of Equity was the second time. Let me not say we, as chairman of the committee, I took it upon myself to market the Charter of Equity across the state, even across other places. In the internet, we were very effective. Imo people bought into it. They bought into it. I got mails, I got letters. I hope this no be wayo. I say no. A lot of comments. I appeared here twice on the same Imo Charter of Equity. So, Governor Hope Uzodinma was re-elected based on the Charter of Equity. Governor Hope Uzodinma's re-election was predicated on the Imo Charter of Equity because it was not only APC that voted for Governor Hope Uzodinma in his second tenure. It cut across all the political parties that gave him those good votes. Because people were convinced. At least somebody like me, I can say I'm not tempted in any way. They believe me. So I'm not sure the votes from other political parties and other interests will not get up to 70% that gave him. This is the highest and the strongest mandate anybody has gotten in that state. The second term of Governor Hope Uzodinma. That means the Charter of Equity has already commenced. Then people started writing. In the last meeting, 2 weeks ago, they presented a letter to the council. But before then, all this I did it pro bono. I did it without recourse. Council didn't have a vote for it, nor any vote from anywhere. You know what it is to be on the internet, on very strong platforms. So somebody brought a letter suggesting that we may have to revisit it. I said, no, you can't do that. Elders should not be in the house, and the goat will deliver with the rope on its leg. It is a taboo in Igbo land. Did you get the proverb?
I did.
Good. And we are not dogs as elders that will go back to our vomits. In fact, the action of those people and their collaborators exhibits raw, gross disrespect against the office of the governor of Imo State and Senator Hope Uzodinma as a person. This is the governor that still has 3 years to go. He is not yet a lame duck governor that you have started planning how to truncate something he came up publicly to say. He's smarter than that, I know. You are trying to truncate it. Something he came out publicly to say. He's not yet a lame duck governor. And these are the people I know when Governor Hope Uzodinma leaves. They are following him all over the place now. When he leaves, 80% of them won't go to Omuma to greet him. They move to the next governor.
Okay, so
that was the Charter of Equity. So we cannot, the same velocity, the same energy I used to market it. I am coming back now to tell the people of Nigeria that equity is still there. If I fail tomorrow, God forbid, they will say that was honest. I changed my name. Because they said, I hope it's not Wayo. I say it's not Wayo. So that's where we are now.
Okay, so in order to look at, of course, you not failing, you must also look at all the sides of the coin.
Yes.
And admit all the conversations in this. One of the write-ups, Nwanyanwu here wrote, and he's also part of the Elders Council.
Yes.
And he said, I persist that Imo Charter of Equity was broken in 2011. And as such, for us to fix it, we must go back to where it was broken. The only fair solution to the problem, the only real equity is justice. And that justice is for Okigwe to complete 8 years as Olu did prior to 2011 before Owerri takes its turn. And he's talking about fairness, of course, the truncation of Hakim, not finishing 8 years, and all of that conversation. But in order to look at fairness and get all the parties on board, how do you also attempt to find solution to this conversation, Ozoni?
You see, I sympathize with the position of Hakim. Hakim is my very good friend, even before he became governor. Hakim was a governor. I never placed a call to him he didn't pick or return the call. Hakim will be coming to Abuja. He will call me the nickname he normally calls me. He say, I'm coming on. Are you in Abuja? I say, yes, we'll meet. So if Hakim is governor today, I will be a very big beneficiary. But you see, this has to do with a collective decision. It has to do with the name and integrity. Yes, the fact that he's my friend and all that. We cannot rob Peter to pay Paul. Maybe he has to be patient. Let Owerri finish. He can still be governor plus 8 years to his age if he's the choice of Okigwe people. I have told you my relationship with him. Very cordial, very friendly. But we were all in that meeting. This argument did not, all arguments came out before that decision was reached. Why do you want to drag me to the mud? None of them marketed this charter of equity as I did. And I'm conscious of my name. And I told him in that meeting, I don't do like this. When I want to shoot, I shoot straight. We got the governor into it. Governor made comments. Why are you showing disrespect to that office and to his person? You started writing letters. People have started supporting here and there. Supporting what? You are going to set a committee. If they set up a committee to review this charter, people like us will quit the Elders Council. I will quit. And tens of others will quit Elders Council. You don't do things like that. You are neither. You should behave like one. You are not all these Gen Z boys on the street that can change that. You are not. You shouldn't be a chameleon. We have taken a position. Assuming without conceding that we took a wrong position, we must live with it.
But
because the charter has already commenced.
I'd like to ask you: are there back channel discussions going on?
Yes, there are
resolve all of this?
Yes.
Because it would seem that if this is not quickly resolved, that's what it seems to me now, it could also lead to some political upheavals in the state.
There are prominent Okigwe elders that are insisting on this charter. There are prominent say, look, if we made a mistake, we must stand by it. How did Hakim lose his mandate? It is the same group of people who went and blackmailed him that he slapped a Catholic priest. And you know, Catholic Church is a very strong church. Once you touch their father, as they call them, you're in trouble. Right or wrong? It became a sing-song in the church. I love the Catholic Church for their belief. They are very fanatical in what they believe in. I love them for that. So they blackmailed Hakim to the point that even when you are going for a communion, there is in local area, there is a song they would sing. That person that slapped our priest, he will not rule us again. They put the thing in your mouth, you swallow. So it became like an oath. Hakim lost his mandate. 10 years after, almost a decade after, the Archbishop Obinna came out to say it was not true. It was not true that they framed him. The priest concerned came out that he has never met Hakim before. But Hakim has lost his mandate without justification. A man who took off very well.
Wouldn't it have been appropriate to replace him with another Okigwe man to complete that circle?
You mean now, based on this charter?
Yeah, no, then.
At that time?
No. You see, don't forget he ran the election as a sitting governor. They did their wayo, and God punished Imo State with the governor they gave them. You cannot do anything to a clean man and get out of it. If not now, later. If God doesn't give it to you, he'll give it to your children.
All right.
Let me make this point very clear. For those who keep plotting. Hakim lost his mandate for no reason. And as I've told you, it's the time of Owerri. We cannot rob Peter to pay for. That is the thing. That is the problem I have.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Nnamdi Kanu. His continued incarceration is still facing trial. What is the prevailing? Let me ask you your own thoughts, because you've had very strong views about this in the past. But as of today, what are your thoughts concerning this? Is it possible to still find a political solution?
Let me not waste your time. I'm not concerned about the processes going on in court. Nnamdi Kanu did nothing. That is contemporary. Other people did in different zones, but are working freely. What did Nnamdi Kanu do? Did he pick gun and shoot anybody? Did he? That was why I said, if you cannot release him and can bring him to Eagle Square, let's use his body for barbecue and close this matter. I said it in this channel. Let's use it. Let those who hate him come and take a pinch of his meat so that we close the matter. It was because of the ancient hatred against the people from the southeast that Buhari took him and kept him there. I have said it without regrets. What did he do? And that's why we are pleading with Tinubu. It's not Tinubu that kept him there. But I'm sure he must be under pressure. Even from some southeast leaders and politicians, they had a hand in it. They had a hand in it. Because they're afraid of Nnamdi. I told President Buhari publicly that there is no politician, living or dead, that has the full ownership of Nnamdi Kanu without spending a couple. Even the time of Chief Awolowo Azikiwe, they will pay for transport, they pay for movement. Kanu pays for nothing. I say so. I say, the man you should do business with is Nnamdi Kanu. Gogo, you find me, I say so. Of course, because of that ancient hatred, he didn't want to listen to it. I'm not interested in whatever trial they are going against Nnamdi Kanu because he committed no offense.
Even the presentation of Gulak's death certificate
that is
muted.
Fake. They want to link it. What has that got to do with Nnamdi Kanu? They want to. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of politicians and businessmen in Igbo land are working against Nnamdi Kanu's release. Why? Because when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he will be a determinant factor on who gets what and how in the entire Igbo race. Igbos are fanatical and sentimental on certain issues. They say Igbo love money, just give them money. It's not true. I've said it many years ago. Igbos don't love money. It is money that loves the Igbos. Because the Igbos know what to do with money and turn it around. Let people stop saying that Igbos love money. It is money that is in love with Igbos. Because when you give them 10 naira, they make it 100 naira tomorrow. Because money likes to be multiplied. So it's not a question of throwing money there. You must. I don't know why Nigeria has refused to study the spirit and the thing inside the Igbo man that will make you catch him freely, easily, and he will follow you.
Okay.
Nnamdi Kanu, just a minute. Nnamdi Kanu, let them try it from here to high heavens. I'm not interested.
So what you're asking the executive is to have the political will.
The president should have the political will to release Nnamdi Kanu. Let any judgment come out of the court processes. It will not excite me, whether for or against.
All right. Well, Chief Nwanyanwu, we will take a break now. We'll come back after Kakaki Sojo to continue and conclude this conversation. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still on to Kakaki, the African Voice, this Thursday morning. Our guest is still Chief Nwanyanwu, the chairman of the Zenith Labour Party, talking to us about the state of the nation this morning.
Indeed, and just before we went on that break, he was sharing his thoughts on the Nnamdi Kanu saga. But just before we go, because we're summarizing our conversation, what's the way forward, especially looking at the Charter of Equity?
Yeah, the way forward is we keep engaging. Our joy is that very prominent elders from Okigwe zone still believe in the equity, Charter of Equity. So it's just few people that cannot even speak that are monitoring some of these things and trying to create a problem. So we have to engage. Oluzon has already accepted. You know, before Governor Hope Uzodinma came in, Ihedioha was there. And later they say he was not. That was the appropriate time Owerezon would have taken over. But God also decided to clean our tears from the past 8 years with Governor Hope Uzodinma, who has done fantastically well. When you see people like us from other parties supporting him, it's for nothing. Just because of the service after Mbakwe, no other. Even those who didn't believe in him, when they get it to him today, they say, this man is working. This man is working. So he's going away after 8 years. Let Imo have it. Okigwe will have it. It will get back to Olu. Olu has, after Hope Uzodinma, it will be 24 years of Olu leadership. We are not saying that every people will be banned from contesting. But once the elders agree, Imo people agree, let it go seamlessly. Let there be no acrimony, let there be no quarrel. So that's what I'm thinking about. And that's what the elders decided that should happen. So we are not going to, we have to engage people. We have to intensify our campaign on this charter. Because the Charter of Equity is already running. We have tested it with Governor Hope Uzodinma's election. It worked. So I hope it will work in other future elections.
Okay, let's hope it will work. Join you to hope it will work. But we can't let you go without talking about the situation in Rivers State. What's your assessment of the political issues in Rivers State? I don't know whether to still call it a crisis, because there have been moves on the part of some of the major players there. The suspended governor, Sim Fubara, has gone to have a meeting with the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and a number of other things have happened since then.
Well, I would like to speak too much on the Rivers matter, because I came out fully in support of Fubara. But in my heart of hearts, I felt it was not fairly treated. Nobody in this country today, nobody will look unto heaven, call God, call Jesus Christ, call Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that the 27 members did not decamp. Nobody in this country can say that. Look unto heaven and say so. That is the crux of the matter. That is the crux of the matter. But I know Fubara will come back very soon. That's all I can say. He will come back shortly.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief Nwanyanwu, the national chairman of the Zenith Labour Party, for speaking to us this morning. As usual, your candor and your forthrightness is so blunt to a fault.
That's what is keeping me going. I don't lose sleep because I'm expecting nothing.
And when you expect nothing,
to avoid disappointment.
You are never disappointed.
Oh, no.
He's expecting nothing but directing everything.
What am I directing? Yeah,
that's a back channel talk.
Back channel.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief Nwanyanwu, for talking to us this morning. And of course, we'll be moving away from the state of the nation.